In parts 1 and 2 of this series, I focused on breathing a little bit more life back into the exterior of my dad's 17-year-old Vauxhall Astra that had covered over 270,000 miles. However, after many requests to do an interior video, I decided now would be the perfect time to tackle it since I have a few days off work. And if you thought the exterior was bad, it was nothing compared to the interior. Before I get into this video, I wanted to address a couple of points on parts 1 and 2. Firstly, I did make a small mistake with the headlights where I polished them and then clear coated them. Really, I should have applied the clear coat after using 2000 grit sandpaper, so I do apologise for that. Secondly, I don't worship Lucifer, it's a joke, get over it, and now onto the video. After pretty much being used like a works van and also spending the last week at the seaside with 2 dogs, it's safe to say that the interior was a mess with lots of sand and ingrained dirt in the upholstery, carpets and headliner. I also want to give a massive shout out to Sam's Detailing for supplying many of the products used in this video. As always, links are in the description below, and if you want to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe to my channel. Of course, I naturally started off by removing all rubbish, car mats, dog beds and blankets from the car, which give me a better idea of what I was left with. Then it was on to a thorough vacuum. I started off using no attachments to quickly suck up the bigger bits of debris before switching to the crevice tool. I then swapped over to the brush attachments and gave the dashboard, door cards and any plastic surfaces a vacuum. This tool is one of my favourites. It's about £5 on Amazon and it fits over the end of your vacuum. It allows you to get into really tight spots that you normally just couldn't access. After 90 minutes of vacuuming, yes, 90 minutes, the car already looks drastically better. Next, I had to do something about that filthy headliner. I took some of Sam's interior detailer and applied a few squirts to a clean microfibre towel that I had folded into 4. Gripping it with a fist, I proceeded to scrub back and forth, being sure to expose a clean section of cloth quite frequently. Although a brush would work for localised spots, the surface area of the whole headliner meant will be impractical on this particular car. With the headliner done, it was time to clean the plastics. I started with the light colour plastics first, since they obviously show up more dirt than the darker ones. I took a magic eraser and applied some of Sam's all-purpose cleaner, diluted approximately 8:1. It's at this stage I have to apologise for the camera work. A few files didn't seem to have recorded, and I feel there's a few useful chunks of footage missing from the rest of this video. Nevertheless, I've attempted to piece together what I've still got, and hopefully there's enough here to make sense. So it is really just a case of scrubbing the dirty plastics and wiping them off with Sam's utility drying towel. Overall, they came up pretty good. With the darker colour plastics, I didn't use a magic eraser since I felt the brush would get them acceptably clean without risking any further damage. For the vinyl on the dash and the door cards, I used Sam's leather detailer, which is also suitable to vinyl and rubber. For the hard plastics, I used the same APC solution as before. The steering wheel was quite naturally the dirtiest part of the car, and once again I used a magic eraser with APC. I didn't use a leather detailer since I didn't want any residue to be left behind due to safety reasons. That shiny effect on the wheel is years of dirt and grime, where the wheel would have been a matte finish when it left the factory. Be sure to keep a cloth on your knee and have a bowl of water nearby to wash your eraser out. Once cleaned, I applied some APC to a clean microfibre and gave the wheel one last wipe down. Here, a lot of the footage from the seats and carpets is missing, but it was mostly a case of applying a generous amount of Sam's interior detailer to one of the detailing brushes and work it into the seat one small section at a time. This way we don't risk oversaturating the seat, which could give some stains the potential to spread or embed themselves deeper. Then I took a clean microfibre and in a rotating motion proceeded to wipe the seat down in one direction. This is important since going back and forth would just move the dirt around. I did a very similar method with the carpets. Of course, some of you may have noticed the gear gaiter and handbrake. Whilst I would love to replace them, I don't have any spare parts lying around. The next best thing was to take an acrylic marker and attempt to colour them in. It doesn't exactly look good, but it's certainly less of an eyesore than before. Admittedly, I spent much less time on the boot mat than I would have liked to. It was probably less than 5 minutes, but it was still worth giving it a very quick going over. I gave it a vacuum and then applied some APC to the entire mat, diluted about 3 to 1. I also applied some to a brush and worked it into some of the more heavily soiled areas. Then I took a microfibre and scrubbed in a similar motion to the headliner. Still, for a quick job it came up pretty well and could have been a lot better if I actually spent some more time on it. Now it was on to the final stages, so of course I gave the glass a quick clean using Sam's glass cleaner and deluxe microfibre, whilst also applying it to the rear view mirror and gauge cluster. As you can see, in the corner of the windscreen the outline of an old tax disc holder remains. I squirted a little glass cleaner on the window and scraped it off with a blade. Then out with a Yankee candle and in with one of Sam's air fresheners, and I also stuck one of their awesome little keychains on the key. Taking one of Sam's very plush applicator pads, I applied some trim dressing to the dashboard and wiped it down with a microfibre. And as I know I probably cleaned this car in vain, I thought I'd at least try to give my dad a hint to not let it get like this again. And with all that done and 6 hours later, the car was looking pretty presentable inside. Check out these before and after shots. Vauxhall really made these interiors to last. Now, let me know if you'd like to see an engine bay detail. But thanks for watching, see you soon, take care.